thank you everybody for coming back to the Riggs Beast channel. As always, let's go beast on that subscribe button. Let's go beast on that like button. And let's go beast on this Monday Night Raw review, which came to you from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Now, I want to start the Raw review with a little bit of SmackDown stuff. Okay. The reason I did not do a Backlash review is because though the result of the WWE Championship match made news, nobody gave a damn about Backlash. It sold not even 10,000 tickets. They tarped off a decent amount of the upper deck. Nobody legit cared. Every time I mentioned Backlash in any video I made, nobody watched it. So there was no review. I will get into more on the SmackDown Live review when I see how they follow up the atrocious decision to have Jinder Mahal win the WWE Championship. I will go into more why it's atrocious. A lot of thoughts are going to be regurgitated, but I'm going to give you new reasons why this was horrible. But that's SmackDown. That's tomorrow. We're here for Monday Night Raw. And Monday Night Raw tonight was one of those shows where we're going to build for a pay-per-view. Bland. It's like a regular cup of coffee in the morning. It's like Folgers. Some cream, some sugar. You drink it out of necessity because you need the caffeine in the morning. It's nothing special. You're not going to remember that cup of coffee later. You're not going to remember how good it was. It wasn't bad. It was just there. And that's Monday Night Raw. It was just there. But the show is going to open. It's going to open with Bray Wyatt. And he does an excellent Bray-like promo proclaiming that the Beast will die the most brilliant of deaths thanks to Bray Wyatt. If they let Bray Wyatt just actually run with the ball as a legitimate answer to the Undertaker absence, the now permanent Undertaker absence, he could do that legitimately. Are they ever going to let him actually do it? Who knows? Can't answer that question. Knowing WWE, probably not. He then asks the crowd if Rollins can protect him, if he thinks Rollins could be the one. Says he will sacrifice him. He will also sacrifice Joe as well. Then goes in that the people try to live through Balor, but soon he will see the truth. It's Preacher Bray coming out now. He was weird tonight. Very, very jovial, very outward, not dark. Either he was in a really good mood or he's trying to alter his character a little bit. I want to see him in the upcoming weeks. He then asks Roman what yard means to a man that has a world. Out comes Roman Reigns. Roman tells Bray he won't get the chance to beat Lesnar because he's going to beat 4 guys and that he's the only guy that can beat Lesnar. I actually think they will book him like this. I'm not saying he's going to win, but I legitimately think they'd book him like this. Out comes Kurt Angle. He's going to book Roman versus Bray right now. Roman versus Bray. It's a back and forth. It's quick because Samoa Joe is going to come out. Not surprising. He's going to put the Coquina Clutch on Roman. Roman gets out of the Coquina Clutch. Then out comes Seth. Seth takes Joe out of the ring. Superman punch to Bray, saving Seth. Little stare down between Seth and Roman, nothing major. Seth and Roman, they're going to be in the backstage. A little spat about Roman saying he didn't need Seth. Seth saying he really didn't come out for Roman. Kurt Angle's going to come in then and book a tag match for the main event. Reigns and Rollins versus Joe and Bray. The Drifter is going to come on, and guess what? He's having his debut match tonight against Dean Ambrose. I was actually excited for the Drifter. I can't lie. I was actually excited for this. But next, you're going to get Tozawa and Daivari. They have Kendrick watching the match, promoting a street fight they're going to have on 205 Live. They go back to him for a few times for one-liners. The match didn't matter in the ring. Tozawa's going to win with a senton in like 2 minutes. It was just to promote 205 Live street fight. Next, the debut of the Drifter versus Dean Ambrose. And let me say this real quick. The Drifter's kind of jacked. I seen him in NXT, and he was built there, but he put on some muscle. He is a little bit more jacked. Now, he don't got the veins like somebody I know on the Blue brand, but he got some jack to him. Anyway, the Drifter is singing when he's getting booed out of the building with his singing. This was typical NXT stuff he did. Again, I was excited and loved it. The Miz and Maurice are on commentary. The match goes for about a couple minutes. It is slow. A lot of things were slow tonight. But Miz is going to hit Samson, so he wins and Dean loses. Again, the disqualification, which goes to their match at Extreme Rules. If Ambrose gets disqualified, Miz is the champion. Ambrose is about to get Miz. Samson gets him with a swinging neck breaker. I think the Drifter is going to be over for a little bit. I really do. If they do him right. Now, this was kind of an auspicious debut, kind of meh. But if they do him right, the Drifter could be something a little bit. I really, for some reason, he draws me in. Maybe I'm just a fanboy, but he draws me. I love it. Next, they're going to show Enzo being knocked out in the back for Cass to find him, finding out who did it. Enzo looks dead. They go to break. They come out of break. They're talking to Enzo. He doesn't know who attacked him. Kurt says he'll find out. They never go back to this the rest of the show. Now, the next match is supposed to be Finn Balor versus Carl Anderson. And you knew this match was quick. It wasn't going to be nothing special. Balor, though, is cutting a promo about the Fatal 5-Way when Paul Heyman comes out. Yes, Paul Heyman. Says he hates to vandalize Bray Wyatt's masterpiece, but if he wins the Fatal 5-Way, he will paint him as a victim. Basically, he's going to run down all the competitors in the match, saying that Brock Lesnar will victimize them, except for Finn Balor. He tells Balor he's nobody's victim. He calls Balor the most talented in-ring performer in WWE, and that the most intriguing match he can think of is Balor versus Lesnar. And then Anderson and Gallows come out. Nothing else is really said. This was interesting. I like how they threw you a swerve, because the smart wrestling fan kind of looks, okay, it looks like they're building Balor and Bray. They've all heard about Roman going after the Intercontinental Championship, plus they're not really going to give away Roman and Brock at Great Balls of Fire. So you kind of think, okay, it's going to be Joe or Rollins. Well, this kind of throws a curveball in there. And it gives you something to think about. I consider that clever, and I give them credit for that. That's not been happening on SmackDown lately. That's not really been happening on WWE television lately. That little clever nuance. Throwing you that slight little curveball. I like it. Plus, it's the one match. It's that little man versus big man. And they're always, when you have a good ring performer, you always get surprising good matches. And for some reason, most people never seem to follow that. Michaels has talked about it. Styles has talked about it. Their best matches are always with bigger men. I'd be intrigued by it. I have to think more on it. I have to see what they do. But I'd be intrigued by it. A Balor-Lesnar title match at Great Balls of Fire. God, why would they fucking name a pay-per-view that? Next match is Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox. Sasha wins quickly with the double knees in the corner. Sasha slaps Noam Dar, and Alicia gets her with the scissors kick. I guess this crap isn't over. But what I will say in its defense is at least we're getting more women on the show. I can't knock that. They're giving more women airtime. There was no Emma tonight, nor Dana Brooke. Emma's being hurt. I don't know if she's ever going to get a run again. But you had no Dana Brooke. Good night. They got 5 women on the show. No Nia Jax again. That's unfortunate. They got hot and cold with her. I don't even know what to think. But at least they're giving the attempt to get some women on the show. They have a backstage segment with Kalisto, soul-crushing Kalisto, and Apollo Crews about the Titus brand. I feel bad for Apollo Crews, flat out. Apollo Crews, yes, he needs character change. He needs more of a personality, a little bit more of a vicious side. But Apollo has such big potential, and it is being completely wasted. Absolutely wasted, and it's a shame. It is a real shame what's going on with Apollo Crews. Next, you're going to get a Goldust vignette done in the old Goldust style. I'm going to reserve and see where this goes. I liked it, but remember, this is 2017 WWE, and Goldust has been irrelevant for a long time. I will take a wait-and-see approach. Kalisto versus Crews is next. Salito Del Sol wins it for Kalisto. I just look forward to when Kalisto's in the Cruiserweight division. I know he's soul-crushing, but the Cruiserweight division needs another big personality. Even if it's in-ring personality, Kalisto does have that. And he can be the babyface that I think is needed to go along with Neville. That's what's missing in the Cruiserweight division, is that popular, big-time babyface. Kalisto could do that. Chris Jericho had a good point that Enzo Amore could do that. And I tend to agree with him when you think about it. Think about this for a second. Enzo Amore in the Cruiserweight division can also be in tag as well. I like it. Hit me up at the Riggs Beast with an opinion on that. Chris Jericho came out with it. All credit to him. But thinking about it, I think it's a fantastic idea. Next, you're going to get Matt Hardy versus Sheamus. And the winner picks the stipulation at Extreme Rules. I'm going to lie. Going into this, I thought Sheamus was going to win. I did. It was a decent match. Jeff's going to stop Cesaro from interfering, which leads to a twist of fate by Matt Hardy. Matt wins. He gets on the mic. He does his broken voice. And for a split second, I'm not going to lie, guys, for a split second, I thought they were going to do the match at the lake. I thought they were going to do the match at the lake. At the compound. And then I found out it was a steel cage match. And I'm like, okay. That kind of drew my buzz down a little bit. I marked myself into it. But for a second, didn't you think maybe, especially when he started in the broken voice, maybe we were going to get that? One time, when they turn Matt broken, they turn the Hardys broken, maybe just one time, give it to us. One time. With the Revival, too, come on. The Revival and the Hardys at the compound, it's a good match. Next, you're going to get Austin Aries versus Tony Nese. I've said this for a while on Tony Nese. Tony Nese has the potential to be bigger than the Cruiserweight division if his promo skill gets better. The man has a look. The man could have a presence, but he needs personality. He doesn't sound like that body looks. And I know that's kind of nitpicking, but when you're looking for the complete package and you're looking for a player, they need to have all that. Right now, his voice doesn't match that body. It just doesn't. For this match, though, the focus was on Austin Aries' knee and Neville at ringside. Aries is going to win with Last Chancery. Neville then puts Nese in the Rings of Saturn while staring at Aries, just setting up the match at Extreme Rules, which is a submission match. You then get Mickie James versus Alexa Bliss. It's short, but actually quite physical for these ladies. You could tell some of these hits were landing. Alexa Bliss had a fat lip at the end of the match. They were laying it in a little bit. I liked it. But Alexa Bliss is going to win with the DDT. She's going to get a kendo stick. She's going to hit Mickie once. Bayley's going to come out to run her off. She kind of gave the little scared look. I can't see Bayley winning the title. I just can't see them hot-shotting it. But we'll see next week. We'll see where it goes. And then finally, your main event. It's Roman and Seth versus Bray and Joe. The sole purpose of this match is to promote the Fatal 5-Way. You know that. Most people can get that. The end of it, though, is Roman's going to go for the Superman punch on Joe. Joe's going to duck. Roman's going to hit Seth. Seth and Roman are going to get into a spat. Bray's going to take out Roman. Joe's going to put the Cochina clutch on Seth. Joe and Bray win. They end the night with Balor going up to Angle, congratulating him on a good main event, but asking not to be left out of the fun. Angle then books Balor versus Joe versus Bray in a triple threat, and Seth versus Roman. So, like I said in the beginning, Raw tonight was like that cup of coffee. That Folgers cup of coffee. You like it. You need it in the morning. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just there. And that's Raw. Raw was a 5 out of 10. Wasn't bad. Wasn't good. Made you kind of sleepy, but you stayed awake. And you're okay with the result. Let's hope next week is better than a cup of Folgers coffee. Maybe French vanilla next week. Maybe almond extract. I don't know. What's your favorite flavor? Maybe it'll be that next week. Let's get it a little better. But that's going to do it for this week's Raw review. As always, I want to thank everybody for coming, listening to the end, listening to the podcast, listening to the channel, subscribing to the channel. God knows you got to try to find me because YouTube not only does not promote small YouTube channels, this ad apocalypse, I doubted at first. It's real. And with wrestling being blacklisted, I am thinking about moving this away from YouTube and going strictly to podcasting. If you're listening, hit me up at Twitter at The Riggs Beast. Hit me in the comments. Tell me what you think. Like I said again, thank you, everybody who takes the time to hear my point of view on the product, who responds back and forth with me. I always value your opinion, even if you're wrong. You know I'm joking. I love everybody who listens. Thank you. Let's get out of here, shall we? As always, want to thank everybody for coming back to the Riggs Beast channel. As always, let's go beast on that subscribe button. Let's go beast on that like button. And as always, guys, keep it beast.